welcome to Live in the Solution. I'm Mary Trimble, here with your readings for August the 20th through August the 26th. And thank you guys. If you're here for the first time, welcome. I'm so happy that you stopped by, and I really hope you'll come back. And if you're returning, guys, I love you. You're my heart. Thank you, thank you. Thank you for liking, sharing, and all the comments that I've received, the readings that I've been able to do. I really appreciate you. Thank you to my patrons, guys. I love you guys. And if anyone wants to support me, you can check me out on Patreon right here. Also, this is for your general reading. So if you would like a personal reading, check out my website. The link is right here. Now, let's go into the astrological report. And there's so much going on. It's a beautiful, beautiful week. I'll put my glasses on because I've got my notes. I don't want to forget anything. Now, well, first of all, yay! Mercury is out of retrograde. Whew. Still wait a couple of days, before you decide to, buy a big purchase, because there's always like a little time that we need to leave so that Mercury can get, up and going faster. The 23rd, the sun moves into Virgo. Happy birthday, Virgo. And Virgo is an earth sign, so it's about being grounded, and also it's about, we're going to start looking at practicality, at our finances, at getting our ducks in a row, really looking at our responsibilities and getting everything organized to move forward. On the 25th, we have this incredible, beautiful energy, what we call a grand trine. And this grand trine is an earth grand trine. Look, the energy from this beautiful grand trine is when it's like a triangle, right? Where three planets are in this beautiful aspect to each other. And they're all in earth signs. So this is about manifestation. This is about really bringing things, into this three-dimensional world. So it's about whatever we've created. This is a wonderful time for manifesting. So it's got this incredible potential, right? Now, what's beautiful also about this energy, we'll probably start feeling it on Thursday, and we'll definitely feel it for a couple of hours with the full moon on Sunday on the 26th. Now, the full moon in Pisces. Now, the Pisces is a water sign. It's emotional. It's the last sign of the zodiac. So this full moons are always kind of a culmination or a completion of something that may have been instigated at the beginning with the new moon, or even before, but this is like a culmination, kind of endings, completions. And this full moon in particular is, because it's the last zodiac sign, it's the last sign in the zodiac, so this is a completion, an ending, and it's very, very spiritual. I mean, the moon is kind of spiritual and ethereal. Now, the full moon is opposite the sun, right? And it's the reflection of the sun on the moon. And this is about, when there's a full moon, it's about things that are illuminated, brought out. So we may see things that we haven't seen before. We may notice things that we didn't we weren't aware of. So things will be brought into the light. So if you're on the East Coast at 7:56, which is almost 8 o'clock, right? For a couple of hours, we have this full moon with this grand earth trine. This is about kind of getting it's really about looking where you've been, what you've done, and what you've accomplished, And it's about aligning your heart with your mind to go forward. So this is a really wonderful time to look at what's going. You're going to see things will be illuminated for you. If you really focus on that, you will get those kind of epiphanies, those spiritual awakenings, if you will. So this is a really exciting week. I'm very excited. And without further ado, guys, let's go to your card, shall we? Hello, Leo, and welcome to your reading for August the 20th through August the 26th. And what an incredible, energizing week that we're moving into. It's exciting. Mercury's going direct. Mars is getting ready to go direct. And we have this beautiful grand Earth trine and this lovely full moon in Pisces. Very spiritual, very magical. And the first card out for you is the Knight of Wands. Now this is also, guys, your last week for your extra card. Happy birthday to all you late Leos. So next week you're going to the back of the queue, the back of the line. I'm sorry. You have loved it in the sunlight. Now, the Knight of Wands, right? He's ready for an adventure. You know, he's got all his clothes on. He's very passionate. Whatever you're passionate about, you are ready to move forward. You can't wait to get going. And rightfully so. The only thing I would say about the Knight of Wands is that he can be a little impulsive. So it's holding the reins back a little, yes, move forward. Knights are all about moving forward. And this is a wonderful time to move forward with any of your creative projects or whatever that, is coming up for you, or whatever you're passionate about. This is a wonderful time, and he's coming up. He's ready to take it on, darling. And clarifying it is the Three of Pentacles. The Three of Pentacles is also about being engaged in a creative, what do I want to say? Look, this is like about a master artist, right, at work. It's about really creativity. It's about creation. It's about being in, it's telling me that you are really passionate about something right now, Leo, and you are so excited about it. And you can't wait to get your hands on it and to do it. And you are so engaged in it. And when this comes up, it always says to me that this is a time of total focus. When somebody's really loving what they're doing and they're passionate about it, they are channeling source energy, and they are so in the moment and so connected to a higher realm. Now, so the one thing I would say about this is, be careful about being impulsive. Take your time, be steady, and go forward, absolutely. And this is, you are very passionate about what you're doing. And if you lose that passion for a moment and you think that, it's kind of lost its gloss, this is saying, do what you can to regain that wonderful passion and connection that you had to what you're doing. This is kind of saying, go back and recreate that. Because you could be going through something where you feel like it's lost its glitz, and the glow. But it is there, and you can relight those fires. Those fires can burn again. Now, the next card is the Chariot. The Chariot is this, this indicates, this is triumph, right? This is triumphant. This is coming, you have triumphed over a difficult journey, where you've come from. Now, so you've kind of completed a journey, and you've come through it triumphantly, but there may be a little hesitation to address anything that is a little confusing to you. That's what I want to say. So with the Chariot, look, this Chariot is kind of not moving, right? It's not moving, and she's kind of distracted, looking off. The gold and the silver sphinxes, they represent opposing forces, opposing energies, so there's some kind of conflict there. You have triumphed, and you've come through a very difficult time, Leo. The thing about this card is that, it's one of those cards where you want to kind of, oh, yes, I've come through this, and now I'm going to sit down on the couch and I've done a really good job. No, this is about moving forward, continuing the momentum. When the Chariot comes in, it's saying, keep going. Not only that, don't stop because you're confused, and don't, this is saying that you can, even though something is a little confusing and maybe you feel that you can't handle it, this card comes in, it's saying you can. So just be determined and keep going, Leo. Things will reveal themselves to you, and you will understand what the problem is, if there is a problem. If you're feeling a little confused, just don't avoid something that you think you can't handle. Now, clarifying it, you've got the Knight of Swords. Look, he's rushing in. It's about moving forward. He's all about movement. You have to keep going. You have to keep on going. That's the message here with this card. And you've got the Nine of Pentacles right alongside this, right? So this is saying that you have really created this wealth for you. You're doing pretty well. You've worked very hard, and you are in this place where you're kind of alone, right? You're alone. It's choices that you've made, and you are alone. And this is a general reading, and sometimes this is kind of metaphorically alone, but you are not lonely because you have made this choice, and you are very happy with how this is turning out. So what I'm getting from these three cards for you, Leo, is that you must keep going on this journey. And don't be confused about anything that pops up, or don't be afraid to address anything that pops up. Keep your focus on the road ahead and keep going. Now, the next card you have is the Hermit. The Hermit, this is a time, it's so interesting because this is really what this full moon is about coming up in Gemini. The Hermit has all this knowledge, this life knowledge. He understands that. And this is a time that he really needs to kind of retreat from society and really look inside. Because it's okay to have worldly knowledge, but he really needs to kind of look inside and see how he is aligned with all this knowledge. And if, look, learning is about getting everything all the information that you can, taking it in, and figuring out what works for you and what doesn't, and you don't have to take on everyone's opinion. This is about, he comes out like a wise man, right? This really is about looking at to me, it's about aligning your heart with your head, with your mind, right? That's true wisdom, isn't it? Aligning your heart with your mind. And it's also understanding yourself, really getting to know yourself, understanding where you're going, where you've been and where you're going. and clarifying it, right? But also I need to tell you, this is about solitude, not isolation. So there's a difference. This isn't about going into isolation because you don't want to deal with things. This is about solitude so that you can learn about yourself. Meditation, I always say as well, that card. Now, you've got the Nine of Wands, which is very similar to this, right? This is about being in a battle and being really tired and perhaps wanting to give up. But this is about retreating. This is about retreating for a moment. It's about retreating and seeing what you've learned from your experience. And then it's about getting up and going back into the battle and going forward differently with what you have learned. But don't give up right now. This is not the time to give up. I'm getting that the big message here is don't give up. And yes, right now the other card that you've got is the Ten of Swords, and the Ten of Swords is, darling, the hard times are over. This is almost like the Wheel of Fortune, right? Because you're really at the bottom. You've really come through a very difficult period in your life. And now it's coming back up. The wheel is turning in your direction. It's coming up. So you've been going down, you're at the bottom, and now it's coming up. So this is not a time to give up. So whatever you are thinking about giving up on, don't, Leo. Things are turning around for you. Things are getting so much better for you. It's not the time to give up. So for your extra card this week, which will be your last week to get an extra card, I've chosen the Oracle of E. I do love this card. These cards, I do love these cards. The Oracle of E. What wonderful messages, guidance, and blessings does the Oracle of E. And this is by Colette Baron Reed and Pam Grout, just so you know. I'm going to put the book there because in case I need it. Oh, that's it, darling. Leo. Oh, Head Games 36. I have an inkling of what this is, but I'm not going to guess. I'm going to read it for you. 36. Head Games. The trouble with smart people, and yes, that means you, is that they occasionally have a tad bit of difficulty surrendering to the big guy. They want to analyze everything, figure everything out, go from A to B to C to D, and with nauseam. Here's all you need to know about this. Sometimes it's better to let go. So let go of the outcome, let go of how you're feeling, and keep moving forward. Leo, thank you so much for tuning in. Please don't forget to like this video, share it on your social media, comment. I love comments. I love feedback and comments. It's how I interact with you guys, and that feeds my soul. And subscribe if you haven't already. I love you all, and I'll see you next week. If you would like a personal reading with Mary, please go to www.liveinthesolution.com.